Oz. Oh, that's loud. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Is that loud? Do I sound okay? Checking my levels. Annie, hello. Do I sound loud or do I sound okay? A little loud on my end. Good setup we have today. Gonna be a good one. Sounds good. That's what I like to hear. I'm gonna start at 4:03. 4:03. Maybe earlier. I'm gonna start at 4:03, but if there's 40 people ready to go before then, we'll start before then. Yeah, sorry I didn't have the thumbnail up. It was set to private. This technology is baffling to me. Diane, welcome. I got a funny story I'll share with you guys. Really bombed an audition today. Maybe I'll save it for the end. I'll tell you what, I'll tell that story at the end. You know what, Allison? I haven't experienced the joy of a Friday in about a decade because it's all the same to me these days. But yes, happy almost Friday. Do what you gotta do. Hit the like button. Share it, tweet it, whatever you gotta do. This song's called Jolly Holiday. Wow, 53 degrees in Milwaukee. Never been in Milwaukee yet. Tasha used to live there while she was in college for a co-op she was in. She said she gained like 20 pounds living there. Must be good food. Tweaked my setup a little bit. I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's going to look pretty good. I also don't mean to oversell it. Milwaukee seems like the perfect location for a Hallmark Christmas movie. All right, who else is here? Anyone else in the chat room? It says 16 people. Somebody say hello. Let's get somebody new. We love all of you guys, but who's new in the chat room? We call you a lurker. Who's lurking about? Lisa's decluttering, getting ready to move, and needed a distraction. I'm here for you, Lisa. Jamie Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen. Should I be like the guy who introduces the president? Speaker of the House, Jamie Rogers is here. Dawn. Hey, Dawn, you're the one with that Corgi Basset Hound mix, right? How dumb are Basset Hounds with those stupid legs? Boy, they look ridiculous. I like a good Hallmark movie. I watched The Christmas Bell last night. It's Haley Duff. It's 6 years old. And it's a reimagining of Beauty and the Beast. Renee, I'm always on Thursdays. I think. Maybe not last week. Yeah, I'm writing a Christmas movie. I really shouldn't share it here. I talk about it on the Patreon. I really shouldn't say even the premise. I don't want it to be stolen. I got a good Christmas movie. I'll tell you. Ask me on Instagram. I'll DM you the premise. Working on it. All right, should we just start this thing? I said 4:03. Yeah, the Pats have a tough one. They got to win out. Patriots have to win out. That's why I'm ending at 5 o'clock sharp today, so I can wrap some presents and watch my Patriots. First time catching your live stream, clicked because your title, The X has spoken. Izzy, tell me a little about yourself. We're about to get started right now. We have video coming, don't worry. This is the problem with doing a live stream, is you want to get people into the chat before you start, but you don't want them to then click away. All this time talking to you guys, I forgot to set up my phone. If anyone wants to call in, call the voicemail, and I need to get a couple more of your calls in there. This is your last chance. Call the voicemail, 401-213-9828. Leave a voicemail, and I'll play it on air. We'll talk to you. It's going to be a good one tonight. I'm feeling it. All right, let's fade out of here and fade into here. Let's get this thing started. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Gotta fire my producer here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Bachelorette Recap, Guys Review, Week 9 live stream. How is everybody? Good to see ya. Thanks for stopping by. Got my LaCroix here today. Got some Christmas beats. Brought out the old school microphone. We're gonna get right into it. Let's chit chat for a minute while we populate this live stream here. Gonna populate the live stream. Leslie said, Dave, I like your video thumbnails this week. Why, thank you. I'm learning Photoshop. I'm getting real good at that clipping mask. I kind of messed up on Bennett. I kind of messed up on his nose. It was hard to do. Lonnie, you're a Vikings fan? That's okay. I'll forgive you for that. I like the Vikings. That's all right. Olivia said you love accidentally making it to the lives. Well, thank you for accidentally stumbling upon the lives. I appreciate that. We're about to get right into it. I'll tell you guys what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do a little bit of, oh, there it is. Hold on, I got to move this chat. Oh, it's looking good. I changed it. You see, what happens is I got to look at my computer, so I figured I would change the screen so it looks like I'm looking at the rundown. But anyway, on the rundown today, we're going to talk about the diamond ring Tayshia was wearing. We're going to wrap it up. We'll talk about how we're going to get out of this season. No spoilers. We'll just watch it as we go. And we'll do a little bit of the X speaking out. The X spoke out, as they do, you know. You can only be so quiet for so long. Jamie says, love the Christmas tunes. Yeah, I finally decided to join a premium audio service. So I'm using Epidemic Sounds. It's a 30-day trial, so I'll have to decide if I want to keep it or not. 30-day trial. $15 a month, but it's all unlicensed music. You have to be very careful with what music you use online because you trip the algorithm, you lose money, this and that. But if you have any requests, any Christmas requests, I'll see if I can play it on this station here. But I got a couple others. Let's see what's this. All right, we'll play these jams in the background. Olivia said Bennett is the new Voldemort. I like Bennett now. Should we get right into it? I like Bennett now. I think the problem with Bennett look, everyone goes, oh, he's not as smart as he went to Harvard, but he's not really smart. Obviously, IQ comes in different ways. And just because Bennett tried to like mansplain, emotional intelligence to a younger guy, it doesn't make Bennett a smart person for doing that. It's like if two people are drowning and one guy's trying to tell the other guy, how to put on their flotation device. And it's like, bro, you're drowning too. You can't take advice from someone who doesn't have their stuff together. You ever have I'm a comic, so I got all these friends that live out of their cars and, they haven't showered. They shower at the gym. Not all, it's a lot of riffraff out here. But it's like, you ever have someone try to give you advice and you're like, bro, you're like $1 away from, well, I don't know. I got a buddy who's selling plasma to make money. The two buddies that I did that game show with, one guy's selling plasma and the other guy's going to a sperm bank to make money because he's 6 foot tall. And if you're 6 foot tall and white, apparently you can make a lot more money. I'm like 5'10" and a half. I missed the cutoff. My sperm's not worth as much. Maybe if I had a bigger YouTube following, they'd pay me more and get a little following going on there. Weekend Laney said, what? She was spotted with a ring? I missed that. Yeah, we'll get into it. It's really clickbaity. There isn't much going on. Lesia said that Reality Steve podcaster X did was brutal. Not a good look for that guy. All right, Lesia, explain to me what... Okay, let's start off with that. Lesia, you're going to be our official commenter that explains to us what happened. I'm only going to read some excerpts, but I don't, unfortunately, dive that far deep into the Reality Steve podcast world. But why was it a bad look for the guy? It looked like he was defending himself. It looked like he was defending that, it wasn't all that it seemed. This is what happens because in a normal relationship... I go my way, my ex goes their way. I get to talk a lot of trash about my ex to my friends, and no one's going to know. It's not going to line up. God knows she's talking trash to her friends about me. Oh my gosh, I would pay so much money if I could be a fly on the wall of the conversations my exes have about me. Look, it might be narcissistic of me to assume that they just sit around the fire and tell stories. There's this one girl though that we got together and let's put it this way. It just wasn't meshing. We weren't on the same page rhythmically. And I can only imagine I was the laughing stock of the brunch table the next day. I know what you ladies do. You get in your brunches and you slam guys. I know what you do. I've been that guy. You can Google search your name and see if any blogs wrote about me. I wish you could Google search if anyone's spoken about you in brunch. I wish you could backdate it. Like, I'd love to be like, hey, 2015. No. When did I start dating Tasha? 2014? 2013? Jeez, I need to get my facts straight. So it was like 2011. Google Jessica talking about Dave at brunch. See what comes up. I don't know. All right, what did Lesia say here? All right, what did he say here? But Lesia said, in her opinion, I cheated. And then he admits he cheated. Yeah, no, you're right. So should we jump right into that topic? I kind of wanted to be lubed up a little bit here. I'm drinking a LaCroix, but I got one of these toasty cookies. If you guys, isn't that such a nice autofocus I have there? Toasted Cookie is a Trader Joe's spiced cider. 5.5% alcohol by volume. I got these, and then I also got peppermint patty stouts, but I forgot to put them in the fridge, so they weren't cold. So this is a nice, you can see it's just nice and sweaty. This thing's ready to be drinking. Nothing like a nice cold. Guys, I wish I could Postmates you one of these right now. You know what I got to do is I got to get Nikki away from her job there and have her have a beer with us. Maybe some tiramisu. Is Nikki out there or is she working? Nikki's probably working. And don't forget, if you call in today, I need you to tell me what you're avoiding, whether it's kids, your boyfriend, wrapping presents, cleaning your house. Call in and let me know what you're avoiding. And if you haven't yet, the phone number is 401-213-9828. That's area code 401-213-9828. I've got, I think, 1 or 2 voicemails already. I'm going to need at least 2 or 3 more. So call in right now, leave a voicemail, ask me any questions or comments. Let me know where you're calling from and all that jazz. All right, let's try to read a few comments before I dive into it. Hannah said he could have done a full paid interview somewhere else. So that made me less skeptical of him. Good point, Hannah. All right, hold on to that point. That's a good point. So the fact that he didn't go for a cash grab shows that he's not in it for the money necessarily. Dawn said, I haven't heard anything the ex has said. Well, buckle in. We're about to talk about it. Priscilla said, how is it hard cider, Dave? I saw it in the vlog and wanted to know if they were any good. Oh, how is the hard cider? I was like, well, do you want me to explain the fermenting process? Let me tell you something. Like I said in the vlog, it's really, really good. It's got like some molasses in it. And honestly, it's only got 14 grams of sugar, which might not seem like nothing, but cider is usually very sugary. You could suck a 6-pack of these down so fast. The problem is you wake up the next day. There's no worse hangover than a cider or like one of those sugary, what are those, Zima, not Zima, I sound old saying Zima, whatever the kids are drinking. Izzyable, how do you pronounce your name? Izzyable. The ex came at Tayshia for calling him a cheater and yet dating 25 guys at the same time. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. How many servings is this drink? This whole drink is 1 serving size. So it's actually, no, I'm sorry. It's only 9 grams of sugar. 9 grams of sugar in this whole bottle. That's not bad. The rest is like molasses healthier maybe. Just fermented apple juice, molasses, spices, brewed and bottled by Hard Pressed Cider, San Jose, California. I got to get some sponsorships over here, folks. The Hoopers. Hey, Hoopers, how are you? Dave, ask him about JPJ and whether he feels like that was genuine or whether it was an attention grab. Who you want me to ask JPJ? I don't quite understand. You might have. I don't actually talk to these people. I'm just an idiot like you guys, commenting on things I don't know about. Hannah said, valid. So Stoops, cheating when you're married is not the same as being bachelorette. Just know. Absolutely. We'll get into it. Hold on. That cookie drinks looks good. It is. Oz said, I don't really about it love TJ's. I go to the Bellingham all the time. I don't really about it love. Priscilla, how is the hard cider, Dave? I saw it in the vlog. Already read that. All right, sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss any comments. All right, let me readjust this comment section here. I don't really like how it looks. Not you guys, just the structure of this. I never really adjust these things on the fly. All right. So today we've had no glitches, right? Am I good on the buffering? No stream issues over there? Everything okay over there? All right, let's give me 1 second here. I want to play a good song to start this out on. Is this a good one? Hey Santa, no, I don't like that. All right, let's get right into it and talk about, we're gonna start from the back and go up front. Let's talk about the X speaks out. We're gonna talk about the X speaks out. Of course, now let's go over this small window capture here. 1 second. Oh yeah. Boy, just the photos they use, it's like, what's happening? You know what I mean? All right, Bachelorette. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, hold on. Here it is, this guy. I'm not here to roast this guy. That's not my job. He looks like a Warby Parker eyewear commercial. Good specs. Part of me thinks those are fake prescriptions. What do I know? What do I know, guys? Anyway, Bachelorette Tayshia Adams' ex-husband Josh Borrell details why they divorced. Shades his ex in tell-all interview. Shades his ex. Now, the question I have before I even read this is, what's the motivation? Now, someone in the comments said, we don't think it's, he didn't do some big cash grab. He's not trying to, I don't know, is he trying to promote something? Sometimes people will go on and try to get some of that social media money, if you will. It's like, well, if my ex Tasha is going to go on and get millions of followers slandering my name, I might as well siphon some of that pie. Speaking of apple pie. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the scenario. Renee said, guess he wants his 15 minutes. You know, Renee, and by the way, Renee, again, shout out to you. Renee, guys, is just, you know, Mrs. Claus over there in Chelsea, just donating left and right. Renee, I generally don't think people care to have their 15 minutes. Like, he didn't sign up for the show. I feel like he's kind of being pulled into his 15 minutes. And then you go, look, I already got random people messaging me. If anyone Googles my name, it's going to show that I'm a cheater. Like, what do I have to lose? That's the vibe I get normally when people respond about, you know, being accused of cheating and stuff. Because look, like, every time he meets somebody on a dating app, they're going to Google him and be like, oh, you cheated on Tayshia. And then they might not even give him, most people probably wouldn't even give him the chance to even give his side of the story. The Hooper said, I'm stupid. I thought you were interviewing the ex. Never mind. No, Hooper, it's okay. I'm not that, you know, influential, if you will, but, we can pretend that I'm going to interview the ex. I don't really have any intention. I'm kind of like, if you're new here, Hooper, I'm kind of like, I'm a comic holed up in Los Angeles, and, I like watching the show, but I don't really have any intention to get to know any of these people. You know, like I'd meet them. You know, I've met a few of the contestants. I've got some friends that were contestants on the show. I've run into them because, you know, you live in Los Angeles, you run into these people all the time because they're not like A-listers. Like in our Bachelor Nation, it's like, oh my gosh, Nick Viall. But like if you go to Ralph's, you think they give two craps about Nick Viall? No, no one does. It's like, all right, bro. But anyway, so I just like to, I'm just a moderator, if you will, for all of you guys talking about, you know, all the Bachelor Nation discussion. By the way, if you ever see me short wiring, it's because I'm trying to read a comment and talk at the same time. Jen Murphy said, hey, wow, a lot of action in the chat tonight. Glad to see. Hey, Jen, how are ya? Boy, I waited up all night for that package to come in. Jen Murphy sent me a package from Canada, and sure enough, you know, as soon as it gets to the U.S., our U.S. Postal Service finds a way to mess it up. I'm sure it'll show up, Jen. Kenzie said, yeah, she does like cheesy white dudes. Yep. You're looking at one right here. I look like I could be, you know, in the same fraternity as Sky. Anyway, let's read a little bit about what happened here. Boy, you know, not to say he went for the jugular, but I'm looking at a few of them. All right. Breaking his silence, Josh Borrell, who was previously married to Bachelorette Tayshia Adams, spoke out for the first time about his marriage and all the rumors about the relationship, and he did not hold back. Adams, 31, has been open about her past and hinted that infidelity was the cause of her divorce. Her going out and saying that I cheated on her and that was the reason for our divorce on national TV, I felt like kind of crossed the line a little bit, Borrell, 30, said on the Reality Steve podcast. I feel like she was using that as her sob story to make her look better. It was hurtful to me. We're humans. She made just as many mistakes, maybe even more mistakes than I did over the course of our relationship. All right, pause. Throw the flag. So, I guess every mistake is weighted differently. So, we're never going to get to the solution. We're never going to get to the bottom. You know, I'll play the judge, sir. We can, you know, we can present evidence over who's more guilty than others. But whenever somebody cheats like this, I look at it this way. It's like when you're a bad football team. We have some Packers and Vikings fans and Seattle fans here. We know something about bad football, right? Hey guys, I'm kidding. But when you're a bad football team and you're like losing 30-28, and then you send in your kicker to kick the game-winning field goal and he misses it, it's like, don't blame it on the kicker. Yeah, sure, he missed it, but your team sucked already. Anyways, does that make sense? So when someone cheats, cheating's game over. It's in most cases, it's game over. You know, I can tell you stories of people I know that have cheated and then they reconciled and they made up. But I would operate from the assumption that when you cheat, you're pretty much ending your relationship. My issue with this eyeglass model is that have the balls to break up with her if you're gonna go out and cheat anyway. You know what I mean? Like, he said basically that he waited till she was out of town, he got drunk, and he hooked up with someone as a one-time fling. That doesn't make it any better. Like, you still cross that line, and if you've committed to someone in marriage that you would be like, you know, that, you know, you wouldn't cheat, whatever, then you're going off on your word, and that's on you. It doesn't matter how many sins they had in the first place. Now, there's plenty of marriages where it's like, oh, we haven't had sex in a year. We moved into different rooms. We're seeing other people. Technically, we're married, but we're seeing. Yeah, that's on you guys. That's something different. But this sounds like he cheated and then told her about it right after, which we're gonna get in. Let's get into that part. Hannah said, yeah, I don't think he made himself look any better during that interview. Worse, probably. That's the problem. If you are guilty of cheating, you can talk about this, that, and the other, about all the things that, all the other things that went down in the relationship. But in the end, you are the cheater. You're the cheater. Cheetah. All right, so let's see what else happened here. Borrell filed for divorce. All right, so he filed for divorce. Interesting. In October, less than 2 years after they tied the knot in February 2016. The pair, who met in college, were together for 7 months. Boy, that's so young. 7 months. Oh my gosh. Who gets married? I digress. In the documents, he claimed the couple had been living separate lives since August 2017. So he says they were living separate lives since August 2017, and then he cheated, and where he filed for divorce 2 months later. But saying they're living separate lives is kind of vague. Like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? I don't know enough. Zella Hooper said they were only married for 2 years. He cheated for 1.5 years. Yeah, no, that's my point too. Is like there's so many questions I have that it's almost like we're opening a can of worms, but we can't see into it. And I'm like, the can of worms is open, but like, what else is going on here? And this is the problem when like you decide to make your stuff public. Is like, it's almost like he and Tayshia should probably just do a podcast together. It'd be good therapy. I feel like it'd be good therapy, like as like an exit interview, to be like, all right, I fired you, you fired me. Let's talk about what we did wrong. Izzy said they were together in total 7 years. Oh, okay. So if they were together 7 years, it said that the pair who met in college were together for 7 months. That must be a typo, right? However, he was not happy when she decided to air the details of their marriage on the show. He said, I don't think there needs to be a negative connotation about our relationship in the past. I mean, I know that it failed, yes, but I think we're both in a position now that's a hell of a lot better than we were when we were together. He continued on the podcast. A lot of that is probably because we had to go through that period of our lives and we had to learn those lessons in order to get to the position we are at now. I think we're both in a place that we want to be in, so I honestly think that we should just let each other live our lives separate and move on 100% and completely and not involve each other. Before moving on, however, Borrell shared his side of why he filed for divorce and owned up to cheating on Adams. All right, so let's get to that part in a second. So yeah, it's interesting because it's like, look, the guy's saying, hey, we should just move on. But at the same time, he's on the Reality Steve podcast doing an interview because his ex is on a dating show. For that reason alone, a little music and a drink. I'd be such a good spokesperson for Spice Cider. Let me ask you guys this. They really should pay me, and I know they're not gonna, but is there a better looking, hold on, let's get to a better angle. Is there a better looking, like, don't you guys just want to buy this right now? Anyway, all right, we're moving along. Kenzie said his side matters too, but yeah, it needs to stay quiet. He ain't on the show, Mr. Clout Seeker. Kenzie, you're right, and this is where it gets complicated because, she really doesn't have the right... Look, she never said his name. It's one of those things like, you should be allowed to talk about your past, but, with one fell Google search, you can tell who she's talking about. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things. Obviously, she's going to see things through her lens, but what a lot of people had issue with is that, like, he thinks that she just kind of made her out to be the good guy. Olivia said, I agree and disagree, Priscilla. It's not as black and white, for sure, but 97% of the time, it's unjustifiable. At least for those who feel cheating is unforgivable. Renee said everyone should hit the like button. Hey, Renee, I agree. Zila Hooper said, am I pronouncing that right? Zila? Love that name. I really didn't expect T's ex to speak out. Hannah said he was trying to throw her under the bus 100%. I wouldn't want my past blown up on national TV either, but also your choices have consequences. So, Hannah, what a white girl thing to say, so with 5 O's. So, I gotta do it this way. So, do you talk like this? Do you like, when Tasha and I have like a thing, she'll like lean on one side. So, I'm getting good at this little thing. I'm kind of new to it. You guys have followed me. By the way, isn't this crazy? Can we just take a moment and I want to like take a moment and like thank you guys, because isn't this crazy that it's only week 9 of the season and I just started doing live streams this year. And you guys, I mean, again, I know it's redundant, but I want to share this. It gave me goosebumps the other night telling Tasha, we're standing over there by the fridge, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like humble brag or Christmas flex or do anything to Tasha, but I was saying like, hey, you know what's crazy? I was like, when my live stream ends, people, and again, I sound so stupid saying this, but I was like, people say goodbye to each other. How cool! Like, I was like, this is like everyone. It's like we all have our little briefcase. We're like, all right, we're going in. We open our thing up. What's for lunch, Steve? I don't know. I got the salami thing. My lady made me. Oh yeah, well, I got PB&J again. Oh yeah, well, see you later, Steve. It's like we're coming here to do some work. So I genuinely appreciate you guys, and it was humbling to tell Tasha to be like, isn't that cool that they're like saying bye after the thing's over? You know what I mean? It's like really. Anyway, guys, I'm an idiot. I always wonder, like, what is this? If someone has never stumbled on my live stream before, do I look like is this like a completely irreverent ADHD mess, or are we onto something? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm trying to read these comments. Priscilla said it definitely a personal boundary Tayshia has set moving forward in her new relationships. All I'm saying is cheaters aren't devils, but they do need to deal with the consequences. You know, I mean, in my honest thing, until my current relationship, hold on, the music stopped playing. We need music. Until my current relationship, I had never, and this is, let me know if this is a red flag for you guys. Let me know if this would have been a red flag. I never had a proper girlfriend. I never had a relationship where it was like, I'm your boyfriend. I've never had a girl call me her boyfriend. At least that I knew of. Maybe it was always like, oh, this guy I'm seeing. Everything was so casual. And I think that's a product of living in New York City and being in like a freelance lifestyle where like no one wanted to take me seriously. I didn't want to take them seriously, but I never like sat down and was like defining the relationship. It was always kind of like, well, you know, this isn't working or whatever. I don't know. So I was probably a red flag, but because of that, I never cheated on anybody. I was in like open relationships, or like, I'm not going to tell you who I'm seeing. You're not going to tell me who you're seeing. We're just kind of like, and I'll tell you what, I kind of, in some ways, I kind of think that's a good thing to start your relationships off casual till you define it. Like Tasha agrees with me that you should date other people until either the person you're with defines it, or until you have that conversation, because, you know, like, you shouldn't put all your stock into one basket because it might not work out. And when Tasha and I started dating, we defined the relationship like right away. So it's not like I strung her along. We defined the relationship within several weeks, but we like hung out every night. We hung out so much, I didn't even realize we had to define the relationship. But she was like, oh, I'm not going to be your Valentine if we're not dating. And I was like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know how this is supposed to work. You know, I was like 28. I was like, I don't know. I've been in my 20s just slinging hard cider at people. I was giving the ladies that hard cider. You know what I'm saying? Renee, thank you so much. $5, right? Well, the old $4.99 special from Renee. She said, you have a good group of people who follow you. Yeah, including you, Renee. Oh, I hit something. This will be my new tip music. Yeah, Renee, you're not kidding. We got some great people here. We've got Sheriff Oz. Oz, we got to get you your own plate. We got to get Oz his own song. I got to find a good sign. It'll be the Oz button. I'll hit that button. I wonder if I got any. I don't have anything really. Would this be good for Oz? When it's like time to go to Oz, we'll just hit this. Yeah, Oz, this is going to be your button. It's called Cold Killer. Oz is the Cold Killer. So that's going to be your button when we're ready to go. All right, Oz? Priscilla said, often I think cheating is so detrimental because relationships are a form of self-identity. And when someone cheats, you lose who you thought you were. Priscilla, that might be the deepest comment I've heard on the comment section. That's a good one. Yeah. You give yourself to someone, and like, I don't mean this in a codependent way, but it's like there's so much faith. I'll say this about my relationship now, is I've never had more faith and security from Tasha. So it goes both ways, because she never gave me a reason to doubt that she was committed to me. Because I came into the relationship kind of sort of like the jealous type. I mean, I wasn't putting trackers on cars, you know what I mean? But I was, sort of that type. And then she was so like confident in what we had that I was like, oh, cool. Like, you trust me, I definitely trust you. So like, we're good. And I mean, don't get me wrong, because I've had to deal with things I don't think a lot of guys have had to deal with in relationships, because she kind of works as like an influencer and a model. So like sometimes she'll be doing like a bikini photo shoot with a guy, or like a wedding photo shoot with a guy. You know what I mean? And I can just kind of be like, oh, ho hum. And normally it's funny because like I remember this one wedding photo shoot she did with this guy, and like afterwards she was like, oh God, that guy was such a douchebag. She had to, whatever. But that's how it is. I've had to do gigs with women where like they're supposed to be my wife or whatever. It's like the weirdest thing in the industry. But anyway, I always wondered that with like, with like celebrity couples when they have to be intimate with somebody. It's like you're like rubbing your junk on each other. You know what I mean? And you just got to like go home at the end of the day. It's like, hey, a paycheck's a paycheck. Hard work, right, folks? Hard cider. Gotta give her that hard cider. You know what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, what did her ex say she did wrong? That's what Zila wanted to know. I don't think he said. That's the problem, is he didn't go into the specifics. And it's like, look, if you're gonna call somebody out, I think you gotta go scorched earth. Like, he needs to be like, look, you said I'm making what I'm about to say. I'm making up, but he needs to be like, I cheated on you, but we didn't have sex for 7 months. You were talking to your boyfriend from college. He needs to like list whatever the things are. You would laugh at me and tell me that I had a weird, hard cider. Whatever it is, he needs, he would like, if you're gonna come to the court of public opinion, bring your defense. That's my point. Rachel said, hey, first time here. How long we been here? Hey, Rachel, we've been here for a little bit, but afterwards you can rewind it and start from the beginning. Rachel, have you ever watched any of my content, or are you just kind of randomly stumbling on me? Because it's so good to see you today, Rachel. Love the name. I would name my kid Rachel. That's one of the top 5 names. It's like, because I'm all about not wanting my kid getting bullied. I want them to have a Rachel or a Heather or a Nikki, a Leah. I want all those basic normal white chick names. I don't want my daughter to have some name that's like Esmeralda. No offense to Esmeraldas, but like, no, that's actually a pretty name because you call them like Ezzy. Anyway, I digress. Priscilla said, LOL, I am here for the hot takes. Read State of Affairs by Esther Perel, marriage therapist who helps couples in crisis who are navigating a cheating scandal. Sorry, it's so hard to read it because when I read it on my end, it goes up the screen and I'm just like reading it from far away. Yeah, it's interesting. I said you should assume if you're going to cheat on somebody that it's a deal breaker. But I had a friend back in the day who found out his dad had another family in another country. Let's just say the country was Eastern European, far away. And it turned out the dad, I don't know if the dad just knocked somebody up and had to juggle. I don't know what happened. But the mom, I think, ended up forgiving the dad. It's hard to do, but it's interesting, right? Because when you look at someone like Zach, who, he's an addiction specialist and he's had a lot of problems in life. When you look at someone like him, he had to deal with all these crazy issues, and we assume that your significant other will take on whatever your baggage is, except if it's cheating. And I had this talk with Tasha where it's like say Tasha was addicted to Oxycontin. She had to go to, and I'm making this up. She had to go to therapy. She had to go to rehab, whatever. I could help her with, I could be like, oh yeah, you got addicted to that, X, Y, and Z, painkillers. You're above that. You moved on, blah, blah, blah. But if she cheated on her last 3 boyfriends, that'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? Am I in the, and I think in some ways, psychologically, I might be in the wrong there. They always say once a cheater, always a cheater. And I sort of agree, but it's like you can overcome whatever your problem was. Maybe you cheated because you didn't love yourself. There's so many things that could have happened that I don't know if once a cheater, always a cheater is appropriate, because like what? So if someone cheated on their ex, they're not allowed to find happiness? Did they learn their lesson? I think is the important thing. Did they learn their lesson? Hey, Jen Murphy, I just got a text from USPS. Jen Murphy sent me a package from Canada. She's in the comment section, and it says it's in transit, arriving late tonight. So I'm going to have to, you know what? I was kind of hoping it would arrive during the live stream. I'm going to have to wait for this package to arrive, for this hard cider to arrive tonight, and then I'm going to put it on the vlog for the next day's vlog. If you haven't been watching my Christmas vlogs, I'm doing VLOGMAS, a new video every single day. How do you do a live stream and a vlog and maintain a normal life and drink hard cider? I don't know. All right, catching up. GJ said, I wish I had known about the state of affairs when my ex emotionally cheated with a gorgeous coworker with whom he shared his office. You are so right about the damage to my identity. I'm so sorry to hear about that, GQ. Hey, GQ, GJ. I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you are willing to open up, what do you mean when you say emotionally cheated? Obviously, and I'm not asking you that because I'm doubtful of your claims. I'm just kind of asking because emotional cheating is interesting, right? It's like, at what point do you cross the line? Are you sending nude photos, or is it just like time being spent when you work with somebody? I don't have like the 9 to 5. I'm live streaming. Hello. But like some people with 9 to 5s, they have like their work husband, and it's just somebody that they, have, spend their time with, that they're not too attached to. But obviously that can cross the line. I had a family member whose wife ended up cheating on him with her like CEO. And it's like, well, they worked, and I'm not excusing it, but like you can not excuse something but still understand the route that they took to get there. You know what I mean? So like, while it's not right, it's like, I saw how you played with fire and I understand how you burnt your house down. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Leah said, Vlogmas is fun, guys. Short and fun to watch. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Leah. I appreciate that. Yeah, hard cider is a great alternative if you don't drink beer. It's gluten-free. Tasha and I got to say, we haven't drank much. She couldn't drink for the last 2 years because of her Lyme disease treatment. And now she's able to drink in between certain treatments. So we're starting to like work back in wine and things. But like I never really drank by myself at home. So I'd only drink if like I had a show at a bar somewhere, I would have a beer. But I've really stopped drinking so much. But I got to tell you, there's nothing more delicious than a nice spice cider during Christmas season. I'll tell you that. GJ said he became obsessed and fell in love with her. I broke into his safe and read his journals. I called his best friend, and the three of us had a long chat. Now, GJ, I am not blaming you for reading his journals, but isn't that like a violation? And first of all, and the guys are rolling their eyes going, why did he write this down? If it's emotional cheating, was it something he was trying to work through? Because sometimes you write in your journal like, oh, geez, I love this person so much that I work with. Again, I don't mean to pry. If we can take a left turn and not talk about it. But it's interesting. It's interesting because I empathize with you when it comes to like I'm sure you are perfectly loving and all that. It's never the fault of the person who was cheated on. You know what I mean? When we talk about Tayshia and her ex, though, we do wonder. He does bring up that it wasn't just him. By the way, we just hit 101 viewers, so I wanted to give a nice, because you guys are kicking it. You know what I realized is that I was labeling my videos wrong, so I've added a little bit more texture to the labeling of my videos. So thank you guys. Cheers to 101 viewers. It's the most we've had since the first episode. So Olivia said that she agrees with Stephanie that emotional cheating is when you are no longer that persona, that person, or when they just develop real feelings for other people. So emotional cheating is when you develop real feelings for other people. You know, Tasha and I, we've talked about on our podcast a lot, the book, The Superior Man. And in the book, it talks about energy and how it's okay to feel another person's energy. So like if I have like a stand-up show with a female comedian and we flirt, you know, we're just enjoying each other's company. The book would say that that's okay to a point, because you're kind of like not, it's like you need to know where the line is and not cross it, and not like, you don't like, I subscribe to the feeling of like, look, if Tasha meets another guy and there's like we were in the line at Trader Joe's the other day, and there was a guy who was from the neighboring state as Tasha, and they had like oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from there. I was like, that was like kind of flirty, but like I was okay with it because it was like a human interaction. So like if I was like I said, if someone was like flirting with me and I was like, oh, coy and just like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, and I mentioned I had a fiance or whatever, there's just a line where like it's okay to, and I'm not saying it's like playing with fire, but it's okay to express yourself. Like, I'm a flirty person. I flirt with guys and girls. I really mean that. Like, I flirt in a sense that I'm always like, you know, when it's with a girl, it's one thing, but when it's with a guy, it's just like, it's like ball busting kind of. I say flirting, but it's more like ball busting. Anyway, it's one of those things. There's something to the human dynamic where I do enjoy kind of like that innuendo of like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing over here, and I don't think that's crossing the line. If you're saying stuff in your DMs that your girlfriend or boyfriend would be very upset about, I think that's what constitutes emotional cheating. You know what I mean? Especially if it was like, wait, hold on. I'm trying to go backwards. Oh, Kathy likes the background jingle. Thank you. Mackenzie said, when I stopped putting out because I got a little mad at him is when he started swerving on us. Learning my lessons always put out that he needed to stay satisfied. Sabine said, flirting dials 911. No, Tasha knows. Am I in the wrong here with flirting? I'm not saying you're like, you know, tell someone they got nice tits and give them your number. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, you know, there is a part of the human condition that's like feeling each other's energy. I sound so new age to say that, and I feel like I'm on the spot, but if Tasha was sitting right here, I think we would say the same thing. You know, like if she was getting, you know, perfect example is I've gotten to love the, I feel like I'm on trial. Your Honor, I object. I've gotten to love the couples dates that we would go on like pre-COVID, where like we went to Palm Springs and we like stayed at an Airbnb, and it was Tasha and myself and then our friends, Sammy and Michael. And Sammy's the girl, Michael's the guy. Or it could be Sammy and Michelle, who knows? But you know, I'm not saying it was flirting, but like if Michael and Tasha had like a moment where they're like kind of like having a fun conversation, Sammy and I wouldn't be jealous, because at the end of the night, I'm going into my bedroom with Tasha. They're going in their bedroom. It's kind of like we're all hanging out at the hot tub. You know what I mean? Anyway, the point is that I think you should trust your partner to have good judgment and know when they've crossed the line. And sometimes they might cross the line and not even know it. And you just tell them, hey, you know, you were flirting with that random bimbo in front of me and all my friends, and it's really messed up. And then you go, oh, geez, I'm sorry. I had no idea. You know, but that's obviously different than this scenario we're talking about, where emotional cheating is like you see the person every day. Maybe you're touchy, like, you know, when you've crossed the line, when you're touching each other, when you're sending little Snapchats, like, you know when you cross the line. Weekend Lanny said, no, I got you, Dave. My hubs and I are really friendly and flirty with others, but it's almost more like flattery and such. Like, I get what you mean. Yeah, Lanny, you're absolutely right. It's like flattery. It's like, if Tasha and I went to go to Nikki's restaurant in San Diego and Nikki and Jeremy are there, we would be totally cool. It's almost like a confidence thing. Like, Tasha and I have so much confidence in our relationship that I don't think we'd have a problem. And I don't even think Tasha would consider it flirty. Like, she's flirty and I don't even think realizes it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that she's a type who's like, super personable and like will keep hard eye contact. And to a guy, he's like, I guess she wants to bang. You know, that's how I got in this situation. Jen said, everyone has their own limitations with flirting and what would cross the line. And Sabine said, I think that even if you were swingers, it would be fine. You just need, are you hitting on us? You just need to set boundaries within your relationship. For some people, flirting is fine. Communication is what matters. Linda said, flirting is fun, and if you're secure, it won't matter. Absolutely. You guys are on the right page. Sammy said, you're not in the wrong. My husband and I both friendly flirt with the opposite sex. We'll joke about and trade stories. Yeah. You know what's really funny? And I like this topic because this has a lot to do with the issue of Tayshia and her ex. But you know what I love is I wrote a Facebook message in the Chatty Broads Facebook group. It's a private group. I think I'm the only guy that's in it. And in the group, they talk a lot about like real personal stuff. They're like, Chatty Broads, I need some help with X, Y, and Z. So I went in there and was like, and I asked an honest question from the guy's point of view. But I was like, hey, fine ladies. You know, I called them all. I said, hey, fine ladies. It was my way of like greasing the wheel. I was like, hey, what's up, my sexy? You know, I didn't call him sexy. I said fine, but I would have been cool saying sexy. What's up with my sexy, broad, whatever. You know what I mean? And one person was like, I find this really problematic that you say you have a fiance and you called us fine ladies. And I was like, I don't think she would care at all. Like it's like when I meet somebody out and if there's an older woman and I kind of like flirt with her, it's kind of like people like that. When it's a dance battle, you can tell you need to be able to have the sort of emotional intelligence to know when it's being reciprocated. But for the most part, like the other day, my buddy and I, when we were doing VLOGMAS, we were shooting the intro, which is me running down the Los Angeles River. It's a cement river. It's a whole thing. It's industrial, right? I'm running down it, and we went to go park our car so we could shoot in the river. And this older lady in her 70s, she was like, you can't park here. This is my private property. We're like, oh, sorry, there's no signs. We didn't know. And she was like, oh, no, it's okay. And she was like, starting to like check us out. Again, she was this older lady. And she starts like flirting with us. And we're like, all right. Yeah. And she goes, well, you guys can stay for a little bit. And I was like, well, thanks. What's your name? She goes, call me Grandma. And we're like, Jesus Christ. But it was like, it's a dance and you need to know how to feel that dance. And most of the problems in society are boneheaded men who cross the line and don't realize that women don't find them interesting, but they're in a position of power or whatever it is. You need to be able to suss that out. Anyway, Lynn said, my current boyfriend and I check out other people and compare. Like we'll be at dinner and I'm like, hey, 10 out of 10, but at 5 o'clock. Lynn, that's so funny. Leah said, I think it's fine and banter is attractive, especially if you're talented at it and can bring up your significant other and bring them into the convo. Heather said, emotionally cheating crosses the line when the relationship becomes more private than what it once was, and the participant is hiding how they feel about that with their so-called significant other. Great definition. Absolutely. Priscilla said, haha, far be it for a complete stranger to assume what your fiance may think about that. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I was like, way to project. And then the stranger was like, yeah, and who knows if you're not asking us these questions so that you can get info to like hurt your fiance. And I was like, wow. But then you can go into the Chatty Broad section and see this. But then people started coming to my defense and be like, they were all like, chill out, lady. Like we let everyone else open up. Let him open up. And it became this kind of thing where I was like, I thought I was one of the ladies. You know what I mean? But anyway, it was a wild ride for a minute there. Oh, Tasha's home. Hey, how are you? Come on and say hi. We're killing it today. 115 viewers. Yeah, we're absolutely destroying it. Tasha's going to come in. You guys want to say hi to Tasha? We got to wrap up soon, guys, but we're kicking it. We're talking about how Tayshia's ex cheated on her, but he says there's more to the story. So we've been talking about emotional cheating, but I would love it if you would jump in. Watch out. I've got to watch the dog's below me. If you would, here, you can sit on my lap right here. No, wash your hands. That's fine. Annie says, hello, Fine Dave. Oh, these ladies are hitting on me. The point is that I was in the Chatty Broads Facebook group, and I called them, I said, hey, fine ladies. You know, because I'm like the only guy in the group, and I was going to talk to them, and then one person goes, how would your fiance like it if you called us all fine ladies? And I was like, what? I was just greasing up the spoon for you. Like, I wasn't trying to hit on all of you old bags. Like, I thought, so we checked out everybody's so we've been, pictures and right. Everyone was fine. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Tasha, Marie, Courtney, everybody, make some noise for her. Oh, you're in it. Nice. Look, I got nice lighting. Everything's crushing it. I got the good mic here. So anyway, Renee gave us a donation. Everyone's been on fire, and we've just been talking about emotional cheating. And like, let me ask you this: what's your I just touched your boob. What's your demonetized? What's your definition of emotional cheating?
Emotional cheating. I mean, I heard what you were saying when I walked in the door, and I kind of think it's the same thing. Like, if you all of a sudden you feel secretive about your feelings, that's a bad sign. If all of a sudden you feel guilty and you're like hiding your text messages, like then that's not just like a friendly thing anymore.
Read that one.
The cutest thing.
Read it on the mic. Read it on the mic.
Dave, the cutest thing is seeing how your face lights up when Tasha is home. It's so adorable. I think he was just scared.
Yeah, I was lighting up to be like, what was I saying? Did you hear me?
I think he thought a stranger just broke into our apartment.
No, I didn't think that. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking trash. Rachel says, hey, Tasha. I think Rachel's new to the live streams. Old bags. I'm crying. Well, you know what I mean. Well, they were old bags. She was an old bag in the sense that she was like, I was like, what is it, 1950s? I called y'all fine ladies. Like, I thought we were all right here, you know? Because what happened was I asked a question, and this lady turned on me, but then everyone started to defend me, and they were like, no, Dave runs a recap. And I was like, we talk about things publicly all the time. They're like, you're throwing your fiance under the bus, you're this and that. Because what I talked about was, and again, we're gonna switch the convo a little bit, but what I talked about was, you saw when Zach cried, right?
I don't think so.
Zach cried.
Yeah, when he was opening up about like his addiction and recovery.
Well, no, not exactly. But they were. JoJo said,
you're all gonna meet on the couch.
Yeah. So
and he
Zach
said
started crying.
His heroes.
And then my thing was this: like, I love when a guy can open up like that. It's amazing, and you don't see that too much represented on TV. And I think everyone agreed with that. But I also said women, I think, can have a hard time dealing with a man's true, like, hardcore emotions, which I know opens up a can of worms to say that. But you've talked to me in the past about how you've thought I was emotionally manipulating you, and I don't disagree with you. I think we use whatever tools we have, and what we learned early in our relationship was that you would be counter-dependent and not want to talk, and I would want to talk, and I had like a panic attack being like, why won't you talk to me? And I've had to learn to like go walk the dog. You know,
I think it's one of those things that's going to come up differently based on people's personal experiences, but I didn't have a whole lot of experience in my life with men being open with their emotions. And
I cry looking at the sunrise. You know what I mean?
And the only experience I did have with men being like very vulnerable was manipulative. So
which is honestly too bad, because I believe that men deserve the full range of emotions that they so desire. And people in the comment section were saying like, I didn't see my dad cry more than once in 25 years. And I go, man, whatever he's not showing on the outside, he's just, and then he's going to drop like a tool in his garage and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's beating his wife.
Having like an emotional blow up whenever something, like the straw that breaks the camel's back, can like bury it down for 2 months at a time and then explosion. And then everybody walks on eggshells in the house for 4 days.
Quiet dinner where you're just like scraping for a pee and you're like, clink, clink, clink. He's like, shut up, you know. But yeah, I mean, emotion doesn't leave you. It either let it out, or it just finds a way to, like, you know, like a garbage truck cement itself in.
Look at this before it goes away. I cracked up.
You should, what, this?
Yeah.
Hags?
You should have said, what up, hags?
What up? That's what I do. What up, hags? Dude, they'll ban me. They're very,
do that.
It's like a very like feminist crowd, and I could tell like if they didn't know me, they've got their guard up for some reason. But most of them know me, so they're like, oh no, Dave's okay, and it's like, can't we all operate from the place thinking we're okay? We all mean well.
In some of the groups I'm in, you're not allowed to use like genders anymore. So like, what's up, ladies? Like you could say like, what's up, all, but not what's up, ladies.
Ladies, so Stephanie said 100% men should feel like it's okay to talk about their feelings. Stephanie, I agree with you, but I still challenge the fact that, like, let's put it this way. When Zach had that moment where he shared his tears, if that were a female, it wouldn't have made the news. Okay, so-and-so cried. Like Jared's wife, what's her name? The chick who married Jared, right? She just cried.
Ashley.
Ashley. Hey, honey, wow.
They can't get rid of her in Bachelor Nation.
She'll cry too much if they try.
She was on every season of Bachelor in Paradise until she finally met Jared.
My point being, and I'm not saying that 30 guys should all cry and sync up their periods together, and I don't mean that in a negative way. If it came sync up their I said a hard P. But my point is that I think still, even though every woman says...
It's not normalized.
But you say like, oh, guys should show their emotions. But if I like broke down being like, I'm out for the worst day ever, you'd be like, ah, because you didn't grow up knowing how to address that.
Well, there's something else too. I think it's like what's your end game for showing your emotions? Is it just letting it out? Is it asking for like for feedback? Do you just want an ear? Do you want help? Do you want like someone to help you like brainstorm solutions? I think when women are emotional to each other, we have a good sense of what the other person is looking for in their emotional expression. Like if my friend is just venting to me and getting a little emotional, I know she's just getting it off her chest.
And you know what I heard that's good advice for men is ask your lady, do you want support or do you want advice? Because sometimes men always want to go straight to the advice.
And in the same vein, I think if a man is being emotionally expressive, he should say, I'm not looking for solutions. I just want to get it off my chest or whatever. Like, I just want to vent. I think that because we don't have a history in our society of men being very like emotionally open and honest, that if you're making a conscious effort to change that in your family and your relationships, then you need to be upfront about what it is. Like, you need to be upfront in your purpose of being emotional so that you don't frighten the women in your life who just aren't used to it.
Rachel says, Tasha has perfect brows.
Thank you, Rachel.
We got to get out of here, guys, but I wanted to make sure, I didn't know if there's anything else I wanted to say. I didn't even, we got on such a pipeline over here, we didn't even finish the actual article between Tayshia and her ex, but I'll just say this, he admitted to cheating on Tasha, but he said there was more to it. He doesn't just want to be labeled as a cheater, like there was other things that happened, but he didn't really go into specifics.
Yeah, but everybody always doesn't want to look bad. Of course he's going to say there's more to it.
And my thing was,
of course, like, it's complicated. Cheating is complicated, but he probably just doesn't want to look like the bad guy. I mean, if you cheated and he's admitting that he cheated, then he cheated. And like, yeah, it's not always black and white.
What sucks is that he probably paid the price. They got a divorce. I think he asked for the divorce. But the point is that it's that now that she's in the public limelight, if he's ever Googled, he's going to be, cheated on Tayshia. It's kind of just a tough thing. But if you're gonna do that, just break up. You know what I mean? Break up first. Just break up if you're gonna cheat. GJ said, haha, Dave's so cute, waving about being open about his emotions. Well, to me, it's like this. It doesn't make me any less of a guy. I got, like, my buddy Darren, the other day, he told me how much he loved me. I've got a healthy relationship with my buddies. And most of my buddies are messed up. I'll be the first to tell them. Gooch, Channing, they don't know how to say I love you, but they know how to show it. So like I can pick up on whatever they're pointing out. They come from like things where their dad's stoic and this and that, but it's like, oh, we got camaraderie, we know what's going on. And then you got guys like Darren, who's always, he like grew up Mormon, so his whole life, he's left the church, but his whole life has been like searching for his identity, and so am I. And we're just, maybe I'm lucky, but growing up, I just always felt really connected to my guy friends and never was like, I was man enough, and maybe that's toxic to say, but I was man enough with what I did and who I am that I was okay sharing the other things, because I didn't have to hide behind like, dude, that's gay. So what if it's gay? Let me read a few. I gotta play a few voicemails. I just saw your missed call. So Tasha, if you want to listen to the voicemail, I opened the left ear.
No,
so
I'm okay. I'll just.
You're gonna go. All right, yeah. Everyone say bye to Tasha. Wave, bye. Perfect brows, everybody. We got to get out of here in a second. Tasha, what I'm going to do is watch the football game and wrap presents in there. Oh, she looked at me. Those eyebrows just turned. No one gets to see that look. She looked around and she had flames coming out of her eyebrows. Ready to go. Oh, boy.
Clip in a little picture of heat visor.
Just you. All right, we're going to get out of here in a second. Let me play some voicemails. You guys have been on fire today. You guys have been great. So much good happening. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I think I might only have one voicemail. Let's see. I had one on Monday. We already took care of that. So unless anyone else calls, it's just going to be Oz. I'm going to give you your last chance to call. The number is 401-213-9828. 401-213-9828. I do love new callers. If there's anyone new out there, please call. And let's play Oz. I'll have some of my hearts. Oh, Tasha, I've been drinking this hard cider. Yeah, they owe us money for the promos that we're doing. But look at this nice little setup I got here. Doesn't this look really, Tasha, come here. Doesn't this look really nice? I changed the size of the rundown, so while I'm looking at it, it looks like I'm looking at, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. All right, here we go. Let's play Oz here. Let's see if I got this.
It's Oz. What's up, everybody? So I just wanted to say that it's very hard to tell whether she likes Zach or Ben better. But I think Zach is going to win. I had a brain fart last week when you asked me who the top 4 was, and I didn't include Zach. And I also think Riley's a smooth operator, so he'll probably either get a hometown or go home right before hometown, like be top 5, because I still think Ivan is in there. And it's crazy about Bennett. You know, he's a little weasel. He's like a weasel guy. So yeah, I hope he gets sent packing soon. It's shocking that she picked both of them. It's pretty weird. So have a good one, everybody, and I guess enjoy the winter and Christmas season. Okay, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Oz. Tasha, I got Oz's own music. Yeah, Oz has music, and I named Nikki Sergeant Nikki. She's not in the chat today. Sheriff Oz and Sergeant Nikki. I'm going to give everyone titles over here because Nikki was like, you know, it's good that you've got your following who they are now because they'll defend you when you get bigger. And I was like, all right, well, you know, let's militarize. You're the sergeant. So we got Sergeant Nikki slinging tiramisu, hanging out, taking names. And then we got Sheriff Oz just punching people out of that chat. Oz said bye, by the way. He said bye over there. GJ said Tasha and Dave were absolute cutest. I used to wonder how a struggling, crude comic won the girl with the perfect brows. Now I get it. Good guy. Wow, that's an endorsement. By the way, I'm triggered when you say struggling comic. What do you mean? Jeez. No, I know what you got. I gotcha. Stephanie said, I weasel is exactly how I would describe Bennett too. Bennett and Noah will be on Bachelor in Paradise for drama. Zella left a voicemail. Let's see if we got a voicemail. Did I get a new voicemail? Oh, I did. Here we go. Let's play Zella. Zella. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Let's do this. Yeah.
Hey, y'all chatters. It's Sheila.
Sorry.
Just wondering what you guys think about, or y'all, wondering what y'all think about match season. I'm kind of thinking the previews look pretty cheesy, and I'm worried about being disappointed. What do you guys think?
Great question. Thanks for calling in. Sorry, I just blew everyone's eardrums off. You're going to have to buy some Tautronics headphones. I just played it real too loud. Honestly, I haven't looked too much into match season. I know they're at the resort over there in Pennsylvania. It's apparently a much bigger resort, so they'll be able to do different things, whatever that means. But I hear people talking about his religion, that he's religious, but not like gung-ho religious, but kind of religious. We'll see what that means. He seems like a great guy. For them to fast track him after his interview, you know, since he was supposed to be, you know, just a contestant on Claire's season, they must have liked something about him. So you got to think that there's going to be something good happening with him. As far as how it goes, all I can say is it's going to be a short turnaround from this season to the next one. I'm going to be there with you guys, and we're going to have fun. I do want to tell you guys, VLOGMAS is in full effect. Videos every day. I know you guys have been commenting, subscribing. Do me a favor. If you ever have a chance, don't just click on the video. Only click on it if you have time to watch it, because watch time matters. But I would really appreciate it if you guys could watch my VLOGMAS videos. They're way highly edited 10-minute snippets of my life. They're just kind of fun drone shots. Dave, Tasha. The first episode was going to buy a Christmas tree. The second was decorating it. The third was Christmas photos. We did Dunkin' Donuts holiday food taste test. We did Starbucks holiday taste test. I'm going to take Tasha to the Harry Potter coffee shop, and we're going to do some of their taste test. So it's a ton of fun, and I appreciate you guys checking that out. What needs to happen is I need to teach YouTube that people want to see the vlogs. So I've proven to YouTube over the years that people want to watch the Bachelor content, but it's all an algorithm. So the more you guys watch, the more YouTube will go, oh, hey, that sounds pretty nice. And then you go from 100 people watching to 1 million. And it really works that way. It works that way, you know. They just want to make sure they're promoting content people like. But thanks to you guys, we've proven that we got a good thing going on. Priscilla said the vlogs are really great. I appreciate the dedication. Oh, thanks so much, Priscilla. I mean, I really appreciate it. I definitely bit off more than I could chew. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's been fun, and I'm getting more efficient at it. I'm becoming a better filmmaker and all that jazz, so I do appreciate it. Leah said, why is Bennett being a libertarian so on brand? Bennett, here's the thing. Oh, quick defense of Bennett. Quick defense of Bennett. I think he struggles. Like, I look at it this way. There's a guy that I used to not like that was dating one of Tasha's friends. And it would be kind of like, oh, I got to see this prick again. And then we started to like each other and we started to get along. But it took a little while. You know, Tasha, you know who I'm talking about? it took a little while for me to kind of gain this guy's trust and get in that inner circle, but he ended up being a good guy. But until I got there, it was kind of just like a lot of snootiness. And I think that can be the same thing with Noah and Bennett. Like Bennett can be a nice guy, but being an older guy, maybe he's just not used to talking to younger dudes, and he obviously comes off condescending, but it really isn't about like how well he plays in the sandbox with others. Of course, red flag if you can't get along with random people, of course. But I think there's more to the story than what they're showing us with as far like, I don't know if he's going to be a Final Four, but I think Tayshia really like struggled with what she wanted to do with him. Rachel said, I will tune to Vlogmas after this. Thank you so much, Rachel. I do appreciate that. I think you'll see that the episodes go pretty quickly. I do appreciate that. Marion said, oh man, I missed the live again. Oh, it's all right, Marion. Just rewind it. We'll pretend that you were here the whole time. Kathy said, it's fun to watch this Christmas since we can't go to visit family. And then Marion's going to watch the vlog. Thank you. Lisa said, okay, defend Bennett all you want, but he needs someone to put him in his place because he's emotionally manipulative and forced Tayshia to kiss him multiple times. Did that happen? Maybe I'm not watching it too closely. Look, I'm not saying he's a great guy, but I'm just saying I think they worked really hard to make him the villain, and he's still kind of like, you know what I mean? GJ said, haha, all comedians are struggling because the biz is so unstable, but you've got hustle. Diane said, Monday and Tuesdays next week for the Bachelorette. Agreed, they have shown a lot of consent issues with Bennett. Well, I must need to look into that, guys, because I wasn't aware of that, but I'll check that out. I'll keep an eye. Lisa said, I don't care about the relationships with the guys, but the way he came back to say he loved her was just a huge red flag in my opinion. But she liked that, right? Because she said she wanted a guy who shows up. You got to give Bennett credit where when she was like, oh, I don't know, he was like, you don't have to make a decision tonight. He just wanted to say how it was. And again, who knows how, producer driven that was. Guys, I think we could get into this all night, and I'm sorry that I do have to let this go. We really should have just kept going and made this a marathon. Zella said, do y'all believe he graduated from Harvard or just went there like for lunch or something? Tasha, Zella, you got Tasha to laugh in the background. I think he graduated from Harvard. Yeah, I don't think that takes too much. I think you get into the right school, you score well on your... a big check from mom and dad. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he donated the Bennett library. You go to Harvard, you see the Bennett library, you'll know what's going on. Lexi said the blindfold kiss Bennett did during the date was so gross, beyond creepy, and he did not have consent. I agree with you on that one. I agree. Annie said, how could he come back after being sent home? Well, Annie, I don't know if you watched the end of last episode, but he came back, and she said, and it all comes down to Tayshia. If she wants to invite him back, she can invite him back. Sabine said, did you guys talk about Riley? That whole part made me so mad. Oh, man, I'm sorry. There's so many questions coming in, and unfortunately, I can't get to them as quick as I want. Riley seemed like a great guy, and I don't know what you're talking about, the part that made you mad. If you want, you can describe it real quick for me. But I'll be in the comment section talking to you people after. GJ said Harry Potter coffee shop. I'll watch that one. Tasha, when can we go to the Harry Potter coffee shop? Try to go on the weekend? All right, sounds good to me. Lynn said, Annie, I doubt he left since they are doing Men Tell All. They don't want to quarantine again. That's a really good point, that like when they're sent home, they're really just kind of hanging out. Because you have to imagine, it's only a couple weeks worth of filming. It's not that long of a thing. Anyway, folks, we need to get out of here. So I didn't even get into some of the other things I wanted to talk about, but that just means you guys were on fire tonight and that you guys all kicked butt. And Rachel said Bennett is Warner from Legally Blonde. Am I reading that right? Guys, my eyesight's going. Exit sign said it did rub me.
The guy that broke up with her.
He's the guy. Yeah. Bennett's the guy in every Christmas movie. By the way, go watch The Christmas Bell. It's the Haley Duff vehicle that's on, I believe, Hulu. It's from circa 2013. Exit sign said it did rub me the wrong way how they made it seem like it was a lie about him stating his current legal name. Lex said, who's your top 4 prediction? Mine is Brendan, Ben, Zach, Ivan. I don't know if Ivan's top 4. Brendan and Zach seem top 4. Ben seems top 4. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I know she picks Ben. I don't know. Dawn's got to head out. Good night, Dawn. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody right now, and then I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'll stick around if there's any more questions people have. We'll see what happens. Here's what's going on. Mondays and Thursdays are the 4 p.m. live stream. That's going to stay for the double episodes. I'm going to be doing a recap of each episode. In the past, I would truncate them and do like a recap of the whole week when we do double episodes. I'm coming at you guys hard. Pardon me, I'm not going to do any graphics or any of that shebang that I normally do in my recap videos. It takes way too much time. I don't think it really matters. You guys know what Riley looks like. I don't need to, sliding and all the it just takes too much time. So I'm going to recap those episodes individually, so just be on the lookout. If you haven't already, hit the alert button on my channel. That way you get the content as soon as it comes out. Watch it, comment it, and if you can, and if you are involved in any Bachelor communities, if you could share it to your friends, that would be so great as far as we go sharing-wise. This recap right now is the most viewed recap I've ever done. So I thank you guys so much for sticking around. It's amazing and humbling and really special to me that you guys would spend your time hanging out with me in the comment section. Stephanie said she's glad she caught the live again. Good night, Jamie. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys so much. And of course, 8 a.m. every morning till Christmas, new live video. Tomorrow's video, which I'm not done editing, I'm telling the story of how Tasha and I did the Great American Christmas Road Trip. We drove from Los Angeles to Kentucky and back last Christmas season. I'm going to share some amazing content with you guys on that one. It'll be a ton of fun. So grab your apple cider or your seasonal collection edition LaCroix and join us. And again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to put up the ending screen, and if anyone wants to donate, be my guest. But I just appreciate you guys being here, so no worries either way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Tasha, Priscilla said she was supposed to be preparing judgment papers during this live, but got nothing done. I don't even know what judgment papers are, but it sounds like somebody's losing a lawsuit. Somebody's get wrongfully imprisoned because someone watched my Bachelorette. Good night, Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Bye, Lanny. Bye, Annie. Bye, Exit Sign. Thanks for coming on. Zella said, most social interaction I've had in a while. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. With his X or Z? This is Zella with an X. Tasha said her great aunt was named Zella. Tasha's aunt and grandmother had Z names. Great aunt. Olivia said, I came back right as it ends. Well, there's a DVR button, so just rewind it. Priscilla said, judgment in divorce is a paper that states, congrats, you're divorced. Yeah, you should just give them a divorce cake. Bye, Zella. Thanks again. If anyone needs a divorce, you can go contact Priscilla Carmona. Don't email her, just come to my comment section. Heather's got a lag. Well, Heather, we just ended, so thank you so much for showing up. Marion's going to the vlog. All the vlogs are in the description. Click a link. Best thing to do is, if you haven't watched them, start from December 1st and enjoy the ride. Lisa, a DVR is a... Are you asking that for real? Am I old? It's the pause button. Thanks, Jen. I'll be getting your package tonight. Oh, I got a message from... I'll have to play it next time. I'm sorry. I just got my message from Lexi. Sorry, Lexi, I missed your voicemail. I'll play it next episode. My apologies. Should I play it right now? Fuck it. Let's play it right now. I'm playing, I got 2 more voicemails I didn't know I had. Playing them right now. If you're sticking around, we're playing them. This is a little bonus episode here.
Hi, Dave and everybody. It's Weekend Lonnie. I guess that's my YouTube name. I'm calling from Utah, USA, and I just wanted to tell you that I love watching lives and interacting with everybody. Also, the other night I had a dream about Ben, and nothing to see me, unfortunately, but I must say, now I look at him a little differently. Do you guys ever have those dreams and then you look at someone and you're like, okay, Anyway, that's it. Thanks.
Lainey, that is so funny. That is so funny. I once had a dream about a girl when I was in 8th grade that she was the chick from X-Files, Scully, and I had a crush on her just because I had a dream that she was Scully. So you had a dream that you did a dream of Ben, and you're looking at him a different way. Hey, Ben's ripped, absolutely. All right, one more voicemail, then I'm leaving. I wanted to get these in. I apologize, guys.
Hey, it's Lexi from Michigan. First time tuning in live. Like your show. I think that I'm still thinking Brendan is going to be the top pick. Not sure. I that's just the feeling I'm still getting. But yeah, hope you're having a good stream and have a good night.
Thank you, Lexi from Michigan. I appreciate your phone call. Very NPR voice. You're very relaxing over there. Yeah, Brendan's a good-looking dude. He seems like a nice guy. He's funny. He doesn't take himself too seriously. He's one of those guys that, they kind of like left him on the back burner for all the other drama, and then they'll bring him in. Like, there's probably more to the story than they're showing us. But anyway, I wanted to get to your voicemails, and I apologize for not getting to those sooner. I just saw them. They came in last minute. But thank you guys again. Have a good night. Bye, everybody. Yeah, Lanny, that's a hilarious voicemail. I thought Lanny was going to say she had a dream about me. The spice cider is called Toasty Cookie. It's at Trader Joe's, but this might be just a California-only cider. Might be a local thing. Oh, exit sign. Is that you? Are you Michigan? Exit sign? Try to put a face to the name here. Lexi's going to be my sister-in-law. My brother's marrying a Lexi. It is legally impossible for a Lexi to not be attractive. It's if you name your kid Lexi, they're going to be cute. Do you think Tayshia really had to teach Ben how to kiss, or was that their kind of thing? They're joking around like, oh, we need to practice. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been fantastic. You can still leave a comment, and my Instagram's at DNealz, DNEALZ, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for the next vlog. I appreciate all the love, guys. Really, it means a lot. Thank you. This is my outgoing music because it rocks.
I'm writing Christmas postcards out by the pool.
If anyone wants a postcard, DM me. I'll send you a postcard.
It's 70 degrees in the shade and the breeze is cool. Yeah. Even though we don't get snow, I still think it's the place to go.
Thank you so much, Jen. Can't wait to open it up on the vlog.
Doesn't get frightful.
Better be a Labatt Blue.
Tuesdays, warm and delightful.
Some Tim Hortons.
That's Christmas time in LA.
GJ, thank you for showing up.
Don't you know I'm loving it? Christmas time in LA. Can't you see they're pumping out snowflakes down at the Grove? If that's your thing, it's Christmas time in LA. If you go cruising downtown, it's a curtain of lights, and the tree at the Staples Center is the
So excited, Jen. I am so excited. I got my alerts coming for the package.
Now who said Christmas must be white? I don't think Bing Crosby got that right. The weather outside doesn't get frightful. It just
I just made a behind-the-scenes Instagram story video of what the set looks like now. If anyone wants to see, go to my Instagram at dneals. Bye, Jen.
It's Christmas time in LA. Happy holidays. It's Christmas time in LA. Don't you know it's Christmas time in LA? Oh, don't you know it's Christmas time in LA? Yeah. Oh, it's Christmas time in LA. Can't you see they're pumping out snowflakes down at the road? If that's your thing, it's Christmas time in LA. Oh, Christmas time in LA.
Thanks, guys.